The moon represents the divine feminine, nurturing and calming, while the sun embodies the masculine, strong and energizing. Our lives are a constant dance of these energies, strength and softness, action and reflection, power and grace. And by combining these energies, we can find a perfect balance within ourselves. In today's session, we're exploring the powerful harmony between masculine and feminine energies through the practice of Sun and Moon Salutations. Are you ready to embrace both your strength and your softness? Unroll your mat, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Begin by bringing your attention to your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your belly to expand, and exhale slowly through your mouth, letting go of any tension or stress. Allow your breath to become steady and rhythmic. Now imagine a full moon glowing softly in the night sky. Visualize its cool, calming light bathing you in a serene silver glow. Feel this lunar energy enveloping you, bringing a sense of peace and tranquility. As you bask in the moon's light, visualize two energies within you. One representing the masculine, located on the right side of your body, and the other representing the feminine, located on the left side. As you inhale, imagine the moonlight filling the right side of your body, balancing and harmonizing your masculine energy. Feel the qualities of strength, stability, and confidence being illuminated. And as you exhale, visualize the moonlight flowing into the left side of your body, balancing and harmonizing your feminine energy. Feel the qualities of intuition, compassion, and gentleness being illuminated. Feel the moonlight merging both energies, creating a harmonious balance within you. Imagine this balanced energy radiating from your core and spreading throughout your entire being. When you're ready, open your eyes and let's begin our practice today. Bring your hands into prayer position in front of your chest, and on an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, separate the hands, open the fingers wide, drop them towards the mat. Inhale, bring the arms back up overhead into prayer position. Exhale, hands to chest. Let's repeat this a few more times, marrying the breath with the movement, bringing awareness to our breath and waking up the body. And on an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, gentle twist over the left side, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left knee and the left hand behind for support. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, gentle twist to the other side, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee and the right hand behind for support. And we'll continue to flow. Inhale, bring the arms up, find length in the spine. Exhale, twist. Continue at your own pace for a few rounds of breath. When you're ready, make your way to your hands and knees into a tabletop position with the shoulders stacked over the wrists, the hips stacked over the knees. And on an inhale, lift the chest, arch the spine for cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the chin to the chest for cat pose. Continue for a few more breaths, inhaling for cow pose, exhaling for cat pose. Ground down through your palms and your shins to help assist the movement. Option to take a more fluid movement by taking your body in circles, tapping into that feminine energy. Now from your next cat pose, bring the knees wide, big toes to touch, and sink the hips back, finding length in the spine in child's pose. Keeping your knees and feet where they are, on your next inhale, rise up to a cow pose, arching your spine. Exhale, round the spine to cat pose, and continue the movement back into child's pose. Continue this cow-cat-child flow for a few more breaths, inhaling for cow, exhaling from cat through child's pose. Return to a tabletop position, spine neutral. Begin to shift your weight forward and back to stretch out the wrists and warm them up. And when you're ready, tuck your toes, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog, finding length in the spine. On an inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the right knee towards the chest, stepping the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down to the mat and bring the torso up for a low lunge. Sink forward into your hips, taking care that the knee doesn't go beyond the ankle. Now straighten the right leg and sink the hips back for a half split. Option to bend the right knee if the stretch is too intense. Listen to your body. Bring the weight forward, returning to a low lunge, and from here, shimmy that right foot to the outside of the mat, bringing both hands to the inside for a lizard pose. Option to lower to your forearms to feel a deeper stretch into your hips. If you're on your forearms, return back up to your palms, tuck the back toes and lift that left leg off the mat, and we'll begin to make circles. Moon Salutations offer a lot of hip and hamstring opening exercises, so we're just warming up and preparing the body for it. When you're ready, bring the right leg back to meet the left leg, returning to a downward facing dog. And we'll repeat all that on the other side. On an inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the left knee to the chest, stepping the left foot between the hands, lowering the right knee down to the mat and lifting the torso for a low lunge. Now straighten the left leg or keep a slight bend in the knee, sinking the hips back into a half split. Remember to breathe deep and relax into the pose, never force anything. Bring the weight forward, bending into the left knee, and shimmy that left foot to the outside of the mat, bringing both hands to the inside for a lizard pose. Again, option to come down to the forearms for a deeper stretch. If you're on your forearms, return back up to the palms, tuck the back toes and lift the right knee off the mat, and we'll make some circles. Bring the left foot back to meet the right, returning to our downward facing dog. Take a little rest here, perhaps bending and straightening the knees to feel that lengthening in the spine, or pedaling out your feet, lowering one heel at a time down to the mat. And on an inhale, look to the top of the mat and make your way there on the exhale for a standing forward fold. Option to clasp opposite elbow, swaying side to side, or bending into the knees, finding a nice stretch here either in the back of the legs or in the back. On an inhale, bend your knees, ground down through your feet and legs to come to standing, bringing the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands by your side, mountain pose. Now we'll do a few rounds of Sun Salutations to warm up the body a little bit more and tap into that masculine, fiery energy. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lowering down to a standing forward fold. Inhale, find length in the spine, bringing the hands to the shins or quads for a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back for a plank. Option to lower the knees here. And on an inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, make your way to your belly or chaturanga if it's in your practice. Inhale, tuck the elbows in towards your body, lifting up for a baby cobra or a full cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat for a standing forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, power up to standing, bringing the arms up overhead on our inhale. Exhale, arms by your side, mountain pose. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale to a standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back for plank. Option to lower the knees. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower to the belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat for standing forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the arms up overhead, standing. And exhale, hands by your side, mountain pose. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower down to a standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop the feet back to a plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower to the belly or chaturanga. Inhale, coming to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, bring the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat to a standing forward fold. Inhale, coming up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side for mountain pose. Last round, inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale to standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop back to plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower to your belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or hop to the top for standing forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead, standing. And exhale, arms by your side for a mountain pose. Take a moment here to feel the blood pumping and feel that fiery energy that you just cultivated. And now we'll begin our Moon Salutations. Make your way to the center of the mat, feet wide apart, hands on your hips, standing nice and tall, long spine, chest lifted into this power pose. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. We'll take this first round nice and slow, holding each pose for a few breaths. Close the right foot to the left foot, reach the arms up overhead, and reach up and over to the left side, feeling a stretch in the right side body. Bring the arms back up overhead, step the feet out wide, toes turned out, and we'll bend into the knees into a squat, arms in cactus for goddess pose. Straighten the legs, arms out wide. Keep the right toes facing the front of the mat and turn the left toes to face the side. Hinge at the hips, reaching the right hand down to the quad, the shin, the ankle, the mat, or a block. Reach the left arm up, opening up that chest for a triangle pose. Now turn the left toes towards the front corner of the mat at a 45-degree angle. You may need to hop that foot in a little bit. Stay lowered over the right leg. Hips should be squared towards the front of the mat for a pyramid pose. Now bend into your right knee and lower the left knee to the mat. Bring the torso up, arms sweep up overhead for our low lunge. Lower your hands to the mat for support as you make your way to the right side into a half squat or a side lunge. Option to keep the right heel lifted if you're not able to lower it, like me. You can also choose to keep this squat section elevated and not come all the way down. Now make your way through the center into a full squat or garland pose. You can bring the legs closer together if needed. Again, option to keep the heels lifted. And now we'll make our way over to the left side for a half squat or side lunge. Now turn towards the back of the mat, lowering the right knee down, keeping the left knee bent. Bring the torso up, arms sweep up overhead for a low lunge. Now tuck your back toes, power up through a high lunge, perhaps hop that foot in a little bit, turning the toes out to a 45-degree angle for our pyramid pose. Square off your hips like a warrior one pose by pulling the left hip back and pushing the right hip forward. Option to bend the left knee, or perhaps don't reach down so far if the stretch is too intense. Now hop your right foot back to create a little bit more space, turning the toes at a 90-degree angle to the side of the mat, opening the hips into a warrior two position. Right arm comes up, spiral the chest towards the ceiling for a triangle pose. Continue to think about grounding down through all four corners of your feet. Now bring the torso up, reaching the arms out. Readjust your base, turning the toes out, setting up for goddess pose, sinking down into the legs, cactus arms. Straighten the legs, turn the toes towards the front of the mat, and step the left foot over to the right foot, reaching up and over for a side stretch in the left. Bring the arms back up overhead, step the feet out, hands on your hips, coming back to that power pose where we started. How are you feeling after this first round? We'll do 3 more rounds, moving a little quicker and more fluid, tapping into the soft, graceful, divine feminine energy. Step the right foot over to meet the left foot, reaching the arms up and over to the left side, stretching the right side body. Come back through neutral, step the feet out wide, turn the toes out, sinking down into goddess pose, cactus arms. Straighten the legs, arms out wide, turn the left toes towards the side of the mat, hinging at the hips, reaching down for a triangle pose. Turn the left toes towards the corner of the mat, perhaps hopping that foot in, staying down for pyramid pose. Bend the right knee, lower the left knee down to the mat, reaching up and over for a low lunge. Make your way over to your right leg, facing the side of the mat into a half squat or a side lunge. Make your way through center into a full squat, garland pose. And shift your weight over to the left leg for a half squat on this side or side lunge. Keep the left knee bent, turn towards the back of the mat, right knee on the earth, reaching up and over for a low lunge. Power up through a high lunge, making your way to a pyramid pose. Adjust from Warrior 1 to Warrior 2 position and come to Triangle pose. Lift the torso up, arms out wide. Turn the toes out, lowering into Goddess pose. Straighten the legs, both toes facing forward. Step the left foot over to meet the right, reaching up and over for stretch in the left side body. Bring the arms up, step the feet out, hands on the hips for our power pose. Stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around and face you for the last 2 rounds. Step the right foot over to meet the left, reaching up and over. Come through neutral, step the feet apart, arms out wide, turn the toes out, sinking down for Goddess pose. Coming out, straightening the legs, and turning the toes into a Warrior 2 position, coming down to Triangle pose. And adjusting to Warrior 1 position, staying down for Pyramid pose. Lower down into a low lunge, reaching the arms up overhead. Coming down to the right side for half squat or side lunge. Coming through center, full squat. And over to the left side, half squat, side lunge. Coming through to a low lunge, reaching the arms up overhead. Coming through high lunge to a pyramid pose. Readjusting, opening the hips for triangle pose. Bring the torso up, arms out wide. Setting up for Goddess pose, sinking down. Straighten the legs, stepping over to the right side. I think I stepped to the wrong side. And reaching up and over for a side stretch. Feet apart, hands on the hips for power pose. We'll do this one more time. Step the right foot over to meet the left, reaching the arms up and over. Coming through neutral, stepping the feet out, turn the toes out, Goddess pose. Straighten the legs, readjust to a Warrior 2 position, coming into a triangle pose. Readjust to Warrior 1, pyramid pose. Coming down to the mat, reaching the arms up for low lunge. And side squat to the right or half squat. Coming through center, full squat. And over to the left side for half squat. Coming through to a low lunge, reaching the arms up overhead. Making your way up to a pyramid pose. Opening the hips, readjusting for triangle pose. Lift up the torso, readjust the feet, preparing for Goddess pose. Straighten the legs, bringing the left foot over to the right, reaching up and over. come through neutral, feet apart, hands on the hips, to conclude our Moon Salutations. How do you feel? Make your way down to your mat. And bring your knees out wide, big toes to touch, reach the hips back for a very well-deserved child's pose. Option to bring your hands behind your head into a little shark fin for a nice stretch in the shoulders and triceps. Now make your way through a tabletop position, bring the legs out in front of you and roll down onto your back. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide into a reclined bound angle pose. Option to bring blocks or blankets under your knees for some extra support. Slowly bring the knees together and walk the feet out to the outside of the mat, knocking the knees in towards each other for a counter stretch in the hips. Bring the feet flat on the mat and bring both knees over to the left side and then both knees over to the right side in a windshield wiper motion. The next time your knees fall over to the left side, bring the left foot over the right knee and gently press it down towards the earth, keeping both shoulder blades flat on the mat. Return to a windshield wiper motion, bringing both knees to the right and over to the left. The next time both knees fall to the right, bring the right leg over the left knee and gently press it down towards the ground. Gently release from the stretch, bringing your legs out long, arms by your sides, preparing for Shavasana, final resting pose. Take a moment to reflect on your practice today. In what ways have you activated your masculine and feminine energies? And do you feel more balance between the two? How can you take this off your mat and into your life? This is where I will leave you today. Take a moment to thank yourself for carving out this time for your self-care and your self-improvement. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this practice today. Leave a comment down below how you're feeling. I would love the opportunity to connect with you. Subscribe to my channel for more tips, tricks, yoga practices, and meditations to guide you through self-improvement through the zodiac seasons, so that by the end of the astrological year, we will have made improvement in every area of our life, taking another step forward towards tapping into our true power. I love you so much. Until next time, Namaste.